Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga for Beginners channel. I'm Svetlana. Today's class is for people who tend to experience lower back pain from time to time. And if you're generally healthy, you can experience lower back pain for three reasons. The first one is tight muscles at the back of our legs, glutes, and hip flexors. The second reason is not strong enough core muscles. And the third one is improper alignment or biomechanics when we bend over. We'll address all these three issues in our class. For this particular class, I recommend to have some support, a block, and a strap. It can be just simple bathrobe belt. And for the end of the class, keep a pillow or a couple to when we'll be resting in corpse pose, shavasana. You might need to support your thighs because supine position is not very comfortable if you tend to experience lower back pain. And we'll begin in child pose. In child pose, make sure to put the top of your forehead to the floor, not the bottom, so that your neck stays long and aligned when you do your child pose. Let's begin. Find your most relaxing position in child pose. And now connect to your breath. Feel your breath widen your chest, side to side. Feel your breath bulging up your back towards the ceiling. Inhale and your torso slightly rising up with your inhale. With your exhale, press your hips gently toward your heels. Three more breaths in child pose. Slowly walk your hands back. And before we continue, I'll just remind you, if you haven't watched other videos, remind you how we connect our hands to the floor to keep them safe. You always connect 4 points here on your palm, and so that your middle of your wrist never touches the floor. Also, you need always press fingertips strongly. During a class, I ask always to press corners of your hands to the floor. And when I ask to engage core, I usually suggest to lift your hip bones up and roll floating ribs down so that practically shorten this part of our belly. And that's how we engage our core so that we can still able to breathe. So find your hands and knees position and pressing corners of your hands to the floor, pressing your fingertips to the floor. Widen your chest and lift space between your shoulder blades. Keep the base of your neck relaxed. Now lift your hip bones, roll your floating ribs in. Gentle core workout, 5 breaths. Make sure your floating ribs don't move down. They tend to do it. Now find your child pose. You can turn your palms up if your wrists are tired and breathe. 5 breaths. Slowly move forward. Again, press corners of your hands, your fingertips, open your chest, keep broadening your upper back. Engage your core, lifting your hip bones up, rolling your floating ribs in. cat and cow breath, make sure you're not releasing your core. Inhaling, moving your chest forward, keep your chin tucked in. Exhale, round your back, one vertebrae at a time. Complete exhale. Inhaling, moving chest forward. Exhale, round your back. 3 more times with your own breath. Just reminding, make sure you are not releasing your core. One more last time. Connect your toes, child pose, turn your palms up. 5 breaths. Stay connected to your breath. Deep inhale, complete exhale. 2 more. With your next inhale, move forward to your hands and knees position. From our hands and knees position, we'll be moving to downward facing dog. Press all corners of your hands to the floor, fingertips. Open your chest, broaden your upper back. Make sure that back of your arms engaged. So you can bend your elbows to the side and scoop them, your elbows in. Engage your core, lifting your hip bones, rolling your floating ribs in, tuck your toes under, and move your hips up to your downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, make sure to shorten your dog enough so that you can have a straight line between your wrists, elbows, shoulder, and your hips. 5 breaths. Keep bending your knees as needed. Release your knees to the floor, resting again in child pose. Turn your palms up. 5 breaths. One more time. Downward facing dog. Come to all fours position. Press corners of your hands to the floor, your fingertips. Broaden your chest. Lift space between your shoulder blades. Engage your core. Tuck your toes under. Move to your downward facing dog. Keep bending your knees as much as you need so that you can keep straight line between your wrist and your hips. 5 breaths. Release your knees to the floor. Child pose last time. 5 breaths. Walk your hands back. We'll continue with a deep squat position, and I would recommend to have some support for that position for now. You can put, for example, 2 blocks or a simple pillow or even books. And you need to find position where you feel this stretch here and in your glutes. For example, this pose is quite high for me, so I will remove 1 block. This height is letting me to stretch my lower back. So put your upper arms against your thighs against your upper arms, and push them against each other. Lengthen your upper back, lengthen your lower back. 5 breaths. It's a nice stretch for our calves, for glutes, hip flexors. Keep lengthening through your spine, to your crown, and up to the ceiling. And with your next exhale, release. Now we'll move our feet a little bit closer. They're slightly wider than your hips. Bend your knees enough so that your upper body, your torso, can rest on your thighs. And we'll relax just to lengthen our spine. Make sure your torso rests on your thighs. Press your heels down and relax. Nice, easy breaths. In this position, you can just breathe naturally. Support yourself on your shins. Engage your core and start rolling yourself up slowly, 1 vertebra at a time. And roll your shoulders forward, up, and back. Finding your mountain pose. First, just rotate your thighs inward. And then hug your shins to the midline. Lift your toes up to find your arches engaged. Release them down. Spread them on the floor. Lengthen through your spine. Keep core engaged. 5 deep breaths. Inhale and grow taller. Exhale and keep your height, shoulders relaxed. Inhale and move your arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale and arms up. Exhale, down. Keep your legs engaged, core strong. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release. Relax your legs, just move them. Now, forward fold. Again, for forward fold, what we need to make sure that we are bending from our hips. So make sure you never bend from the middle of your back. First, engage your legs, rotating your thighs inward, hugging your shins to the midline, and lift your toes up. Release them down, strong core. Relax the base of your neck. Inhale and fold forward. Make sure your hips not moving back. They stay slightly behind your heels. And slowly lift yourself up. One more time. Inhale and exhale, fold forward. Keep your core engaged. Keep pressing strongly your heels. If you feel that you need to lift your toes to feel this connection through your heels, you can lift your toes. bending over. Make sure your back is completely straight. Inhaling to rise up. Exhale. Inhale. And press your heels down. Keep your hips where they are. And slowly bend forward. Strong, strong core. Inhaling to rise. And release your arms. If you're not sure where your hips should be positioned, you can try it against the wall. Let's just do it. Distance from the wall, it's approximately 6. I would say in general, it's better to measure with your foot. So you put your foot against the wall.
And then you place your heel against your big toe.
So that's the distance we want to keep when we do forward fold. Finding your feet hip distance apart. Engaging your legs, engaging your core. First, lift your toes up, because when we fold forward and we don't have enough distance to move our hips, tendency will be to move forward, knees forward. So we need to keep pressing heels down. So lift your toes up, engage your core, and bend from your hips. Inhaling, rising up, keep your core strong. At the beginning, it feels very uncomfortable to do it this way, but that's the proper way to do your forward fold, so that you don't overstretch muscles of your back and you don't experience lower back pain. And of course, when we do it, go to a forward fold a little bit deeper, it's easier, because when you fold forward, my hips now touching the wall, but when I move deeper to my forward fold, my hips just sliding up. That's again eventually what's gonna happen. And again, make sure you're not moving your hips too far back, otherwise you'll experience lower back pain, even like from doing a forward fold. Coming back to the middle of our room. Next forward fold, we'll keep our feet apart. It's approximately 3 feet between our heels, and heels are connected in a straight line, which is parallel to side edges of our mat. Put your hands to your hips for now. Turn yourself forward toward your front leg. Press your tailbone down, and from your tailbone up, lengthen your lower back. Engage your core, lower ribs in, chest open, and then folding forward from your hips. Make sure your back is completely straight. Only reach to the point where you can keep your back straight. If at any point you start to round your back, just back off maybe. 5 breaths. Nice, deep breaths. Inhale, and with exhale, maybe go a little bit deeper, but make sure your back is straight. 3 more breaths. Core engaged. Inhaling to rise, and then we'll switch our legs. Heel to heel connection. Turn yourself toward your front leg. Press your feet to the floor. Inhale, engage your core. Hinge from your hips. Find position where you can keep your back straight. Make sure you're pushing your weight to your back leg as well. We are not pushing only to front leg, it's distributed evenly. Three more breaths. Lengthen through your spine. Inhale to rise. Parallel your feet and bring your feet to touch. Next will be a goddess warrior. Find your feet wider than your hips. Press all corners of your feet to the floor. Make sure you are aligning your knees with your second toe so that you engage in muscles here inside of your legs. Lengthen through your core, through your spine, shoulders relaxed. Inhale and exhale, bending your knees. 5 breaths. It's a nice core workout. Keep your core engaged. Shoulders relaxed. Inhale and to rise up. And bring your feet to touch. Next will be warrior 2. So step your left leg forward, right leg back, and find your heel connected to your arch. So it's a straight line between your heel and your back arch. Back foot parallel to the back edge of your mat. Bending your knee, make sure your knee stays right above your ankle and the middle of your knee aligned with your second toe. Open your hips, hip bones the same height to the floor. Engage your core. Arms shoulder level. 5 deep breaths. Straighten your front leg, parallel your feet, and we'll change our side. Right foot forward, straight line between our heel and back arch. Bending knee, again make sure to keep it right above your ankle and middle of your knee aligned with your second toe. Align your hips, hip bones the same height from the floor. Keep engaging muscles that face the floor. You can even press your hand down, resisting with muscles that face the floor, your hamstrings. Engage your core. Open your arms shoulder level. 5 deep breaths. Straighten your front leg, parallel your feet, and then bring your feet to touch. The last pose we'll do for standing practice is a squat. Squat is a very good core strengthening pose. So find your feet hip distance apart. First, finding inner spiral rotation of your thighs, hugging shins to the midline. Lift your core, roll your floating ribs in, and relax your shoulders. You can find your hands on your hips and keeping your knees where they are. Move your hips down as if you are sitting onto a chair that is far, far behind you. Look down. You should see your foot, and your kneecaps should be aligned with your second toe. You can keep your hands on your hips. You can keep them forward or up. 5 breaths. Keep your lower ribs moving in and down, especially if you have your arms up. Keep your breaths nice and deep. Shoulders relaxed. Inhale in to rise and release your arms down. 5 breaths in mountain pose. Now we'll continue with our sitting. For sitting practice, make sure to have your blocks and your strap ready to use. And we'll sit on our block or a pillow. If you don't have blocks, you can use a pillow. cross your legs. And first we'll do a gentle stretch for our glutes. So make sure to move your flesh back. So when you sit on the floor, you always make sure you sit on your thigh bones, on your sit bones, so that you're not putting your weight to your spine. So sitting on your sit bones, again, adjust your position. First engage your core. Open your chest. And with your next exhale, just move to your left, then forward, right, and up. Right, forward, left, and up. Again, make sure you are always moving forward from your hips. Last time, right, forward, left, and up. Now lifting your torso up. Lengthen through your spine, and now you can just spider your fingers forward. Again, we are bending forward, and our movement comes from our hips. Keep lengthening through your spine. 5 breaths. Inhale and lengthen your spine even more. Exhale and maybe moving more forward, deeper into your position, maybe not. Again, the rule is we need to move only from our hips, not from our waistline. And slowly walk your hands back. Relax your legs. Now we'll do our twist, and when you experience lower back pain, you normally want to do an open twist instead of closed twist. I'll just show you the difference. So this is like when I move to my leg, this is a closed twist. When I open my leg this way and twist, that's the open twist. So you can still keep sitting on your block or on your pillow. Extend your left leg forward, bend your right knee and place your right foot to your thigh. Inhale, lengthen up, and then turn your belly toward your knee.
Again, twist doesn't come from our shoulder.
It comes from our tummy, and the rest of our body just follows. 5 breaths. Nice deep breaths. With every inhale, grow even taller. Inhale. With your exhale, untwist, and then change your legs. Flex your foot. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, and then twist to your left. 5 breaths, deep, nice breaths. Keep your right hip pressed down to the floor. When we twist, it doesn't follow our move. Inhale and twist, and relax your legs. Now we'll do a forward fold. For forward fold, I suggest to have a strap or anything that you have handy. When we sit, again, we always want to move our flesh back so that we can feel the sit bones connected to the floor. And when we sit upright, we need to make sure that our spine, our lower back, is completely perpendicular to the floor. So you need to keep your knees bent as much as you need. Open your chest, bend your knees as much as you need, lengthen up, and breathe. 5 breaths. Again, if you feel you can straighten your knees, it's fine, you can straighten your knees. Keep lengthening through your spine. And relax your legs. For this particular pose, staff pose or Tadasana in Sanskrit, if it's difficult to keep your knees bent and keep your back straight, you can even use your pillow next time. So you can just support yourself, and it's like much easier to lengthen because your legs already supported. To continue, we'll just have our forward fold, and we'll need a strap. Again, adjust your position. Sit on your sit bones. Flex your feet the same way as if you're standing on the floor. So you always want to press pinky side of your feet more toward you, because tendency will always be big toe toward us. Place your strap right above your arch. Bend your knees as much as you need so that you can straighten your back. Shoulders relaxed. Inhale. Maybe sitting here is already enough. If you feel that you want to fold forward a little bit deeper, engage your core and slowly bend toward your legs. Make sure you're moving from your hips. 5 breaths. Eventually you can straighten your legs. But again, it's only if you can keep your back straight. 2 more breaths. Inhaling to rise and release your strap. Now we'll do a gentle core workout. When you experience lower back pain, when you want to strengthen your core, you want to always your spine in your back to be supported. So what we'll do, we'll be lying down on the floor. Relax your shoulders towards the floor. Make sure you are not lifting space between your shoulder blades up. So the whole upper back pressed down to the floor. Your middle back pressed down to the floor. And now lifting your legs.
Make sure to keep your thighs perpendicular to your back and to the floor.
And your shins are parallel to the floor. In this position, of course, our middle back wants to pop up. Press it down. Arms by your side, palms down, shoulders relaxed. And we'll breathe. First 5 breaths. Keep pressing middle back down. Keep pressing middle back down. Keep your core engaged. And release. You can move your knees toward you. And we'll do one more time. Now we'll hold 10 breaths. Shoulders down. Press space between your shoulder blades down. Your middle back, core engaged. Lift your legs. Your thighs appear perpendicular to your torso. Shins are parallel to the floor. 10 breaths. Keep breathing, watching your core strong and engaged. Keep pressing the middle back down. Moving your knees to your chest and massage your lower back, moving yourself side to side. Now release your feet to the floor, the hip widths apart. If you can bring your heels as close as you can so that you can touch your heels with your middle fingers. Palms facing down. Bridge pose. Relax your shoulders. Engage your core. Inhale and move your hips up. Exhale, release. Inhale and moving your hips up. Exhale, release. Inhale and hips up. Exhale, release. 5 more times. Up and down. Up and down. Gentle exercise for our lower back, for our core. When you do this exercise, make sure you're not engaging your glutes. You're using just your core. I lost my count, but I think it's the last time. And release. Move your knees toward your chest. Again, massage your lower back. Now we'll do gentle hip flexor stretch, happy baby pose. I love this pose. Move your knees toward your chest. Bring your arms between your legs. Grab out the edges of your feet. And then relaxing your shoulders down. Press your hips, your tailbone down. If you can, you move your feet apart till you find eventually, maybe not today, your feet completely parallel to the ceiling. And breathe. Let's do 3 more gentle breaths. Keep your legs relaxed. All the muscles around your hip joint relaxed, but keep pressing your tailbone down. And slowly bring your feet down to touch and lie down on the floor in supine position. If supine position is not the comfiest for you, make sure to put a pillar under your thighs and arms either by your side, palms facing up. You can bring your palms to your tummy or to your floating ribs. Again, find your own comfort. Close your eyes and we'll rest in corpse pose, Shavasana. Observe your body, forehead, temples, eyes, cheeks, jaw, neck, right shoulder, left shoulder, right upper arm, left upper arm, right forearm, left forearm, right wrist, left wrist, right palm, left palm, ribcage, hips, right thigh, left thigh, right shin, right calf, left shin, left calf, right ankle, left ankle, right foot, left foot. Inhale and relax your entire body. Slowly start moving your fingers, your toes, and roll yourself to the right side of your body. Give yourself a couple of breaths in fetal position. And then slowly press yourself up. Thank you very much for practicing with me today. I hope this practice alleviates your lower back pain eventually. Just keep practicing. Again, thank you very much for watching my video and practicing with me. See you next time.